Bonjour et bienvenue. I'm Joseph Hoffman. We're back to learn how to play the left hand of our French folk song, Au Clair de la Lune. Let's come to the score to get started. All right, let's take a look at what the left hand is doing in Au Clair de la Lune. We start off with a chord. It's a dotted quarter note, and you'll see these three notes all stacked together. Can you tell me the letter name of the bottom note? If you said A flat, you're correct. Then we skip up to middle C, and then we skip up to an E flat. Now, because this is a dotted quarter note, remember that's going to take up 1.5 beats. So let's draw in the beats to help us visualize that. So that dotted quarter note takes up all of beat 1, and it will take up the first half of beat 2 as well. We have 1 and 2, and then on the and of 2, the left hand plays what note? You can see that there's a ledger line right here, which is the middle C ledger line, but this note sits on top of that. So it's a step above middle C, which would be what? If you said D flat, you're correct. Now let's look at measure 2. We have 2 quarter notes. Can you tell me the name of this note here? If you said E flat, you're correct. And what about this one? That's right, it's a D flat. And each of these also, of course, take up 1 beat each. Now, if we were to write in the counts, we'd have 1 and 2 and. Over here we have 1 and 2 and. Can you tap the rhythm of the left hand? And let's use our left hand to do that while you count the beat out loud. We'll start right here. And remember to wait until the and of 2 to tap this 8th note. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Good job. Let's try that one more time. Start right here, tap the left hand rhythm and count the beat. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay, let's come to the piano and try and play it. All right, let's place the left hand in the A flat major pentascale. Can you play and name each note starting on A flat? Ready, go. A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat. And your finger 3 will actually be on middle C of your piano. Now, first we play a Do, Mi, So chord, or we could call that a 1 chord, and that lasts for 1.5 beats, like this. 1 and 2, and then on the and of beat 2, we play a D flat, like this. 1 and 2 and. Can you try that? Good, now let's try it at the same time. Count the beat and play with me. Remember, on the and of 2, we play the D flat. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and. Good. Now the next measure, we have E flat and then D flat. 1 and 2 and. Can you try that? And count the beat out loud. Go. Good. Now let's put those 2 measures together. It will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now press pause and try that 5 times by yourself. Play and count the beat out loud. Press play when you're ready to go on. Let's take a look at measures 3 and 4 now. What kind of chord do you see right here? That's right, it's the same as the first chord that we played, which is a 1 chord. Do, Mi, and So, all stacked together. So we play a 1 chord for 1 beat, and then what do you think happens here? Can you tell what kind of chord this is? It's a 5/7 chord. See that Do stepped down to T, from A flat to G, and Mi stepped up to D flat, and the top note stayed the same. So we have a 1 chord 5/7 chord, 1 chord. Let's write that in. 1 chord, 5/7 chord, followed by a 1 chord. Now let's try to play it on the piano. Right, once again, with the left hand in the A flat major pentascale, we have a 1 chord, then we go to a 5/7 chord. So our finger 5 needs to step down a half step, which will land us on G, and then we have a D flat and an E flat, like this. There's our 5/7 chord with these 3 notes. 5/7 chord, and then back to the 1 chord. So all together it will sound like this. 1, 5/7, and then 1. Now press pause and try that 3 times on your own, then press play to go on. Good. Now let's take a look at what all of line 1 will sound like together for the left hand. Here we go. If you feel up to it, you can try playing along with me. Otherwise, you can just listen. Try and count the beat with me. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Good. Now press pause and try all of line 1 by yourself while counting the beat. Press play when you're ready to go on. Let's check out the B section for the left hand now. We start off on a D flat, and I should point out here that while the right hand moves down to a new position, which you probably remember is E flat major pentascale, the left hand does not move. It's going to stay in the A flat major pentascale the entire time. So this D flat will be played with finger 2, which is the finger that's been on D flat the entire time. So we have D flat, and then what do we have in this measure? If you said more D flats, you're correct. We play D flat, D flat, D flat, D flat. Then here's a symbol that you might not have seen before, so I'm going to circle it. That symbol is called a natural, and a natural cancels a flat. Technically, we didn't need to put this natural in this song because the bar line also cancels a flat. But it's placed here as a courtesy to you, just in case you forgot that the bar line cancels it. Sometimes they do that in music. They'll put a natural sign to say, hey, remember, this is going to be a white key. So here we'll play D natural. And then here we have, do you remember what kind of rest this is? That's right. We recently learned that this is an 8th rest, which takes up half of a beat. So let's draw in the beat so we can see this more clearly. We'll have a beat here and another beat here. This 8th rest gets 1, and this 8th note gets and. So these two share this beat. So we'll have 1 and, 2 and. Let's try to tap the rhythm of this measure. Remember, when you say 1, you'll speak the beat, but you won't tap because of the rest. And then you will tap and, 2 and, like this. 1 and 2 and. Let's try that together. We're going to do it 3 times in a row. Count the beat with me and tap with your left hand. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Good. Now let's tap the rhythm of the whole line while we count the beat. This half note will get 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Don't forget the rest. Don't tap on beat 1 of this measure. Try it with me. Tap and count. Ready, go. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Good. Now let's take a look at how these notes are moving. Can you tell me if they're stepping, skipping, or repeating? If you said stepping down, you're correct. We play a D flat, step down to C, step down to B flat. Ba, ba, ba. Let's come to the piano and try the B section for the left hand. Remember that when we play line 3, our left hand remains in the A flat major pentascale, even though our right hand is going to be moving down to E flat major. So with the left hand still in the A flat major pentascale, here's what we have on line 2. We play D flat for a half note, 1 and 2 and. Then in the next measure, we repeat on D flat for 1 and 2 and. Then in the next measure, our finger 1 is normally going to be on this E flat if we are in the A flat major pentascale. However, we need to play a D natural, and so our thumb is going to shift down to D natural in that measure. So we can play D natural, 1 and 2 and. Then in the next measure we have an 8th rest, so we have to let go of the D natural and play nothing for half a beat. Then starting with the D flat, finger 2, we step down, and 2 and. That leads us into line 4. So let's watch that whole line now. I'll demonstrate once. We have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and D natural and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Now press pause and try all of the B section, which is line 3, by yourself. Try it 5 times, count the beat out loud while you play, then press play when you're ready to go on. All right, now I'm going to play the left hand for the entire piece while counting the beat out loud. You can just listen if you like, or if you feel ready, you can try playing along. Either way, I'd like you to count the beat with me and watch the music. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. Bon travail, mes petits pois. Now it's time for you to practice that on your own at home. Please practice the left hand 5 to 10 times every day until you have it 100% mastered. Also, be sure to review the right hand too. Then in the next lesson, I'll help you play it hands together. Merci et à la prochaine! Clair de la lune, yum yum yum. Non, 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 mon cousin, ce n'est pas éclair. Huh? You have the words wrong. It is not éclair, it is eau claire, by the light of the moon. Oh, but moonlight is not nearly as delicious. Tu as raison. You are right. Let us change the words then. Oh boy. Éclair de la lune,